Hi guys, it's Olivia here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I'm here to do the Library Loves tag. So if you don't already know, I am co-hosting with Read by Jess and Rachel Marie Book Journey for the Library Loves month, this month in October, and I'm going to be doing this tag just to spread some library love and talk about libraries. As always, whenever I do a tag video, I feature a mug, whether I'm here in Australia, so I don't have my mug collection with me, but of course I drink so much tea that I had to buy a mug while I was here. So I got this one, which is just a small yellow mug with a really cute pattern. It's quite plain, but the fact is that I've had blonde hair since I've been here and it always matches my hair. I am going to be answering all these questions in reference to the library that I have here at university, and because that's ones I've recently joined and what I've been using so far lately. So the first question is, when did you first join your library or get a library card? And that would be round about when I first arrived. I arrived July 15th, so maybe a week later I had my card and I was in that library. How often do I use my library? I use it a couple of times a week because I love to study there and I love to read books, so I'm just always getting books out. You can borrow 10 books at a time, which is plenty enough for me, and I'm just always returning something or getting something or just relaxing in the library. They also host a book club on Mondays, which I'm pretty infrequent to because I'm just lazy and also busy, but those things don't go together. But yeah, I'm there pretty often. Have you ever had a late or lost library book? I have not, and that is because the loans are 2 weeks long and you can go online and log in and renew your books online, so I have a pretty clean track record so far. What's your favourite thing about your library? So my favourite thing about the library is the fact that they have a massive manga and graphics novel collection. And this is something that is really important to me because I've been wanting to read more manga and more graphic novels, but they are quite expensive for me to buy myself every time I want to try one, and I might not even like it. So the great thing about this library is that they do a survey at the end of every term and they say like, what do you want to see more of, what do you want to see less of? And I think the term before I arrived, people said they wanted more manga and graphic novel options, and the library applied, and now we've got so many to choose from. So it's one of my favorite things about the library. Are you a browser or do you plan what you're taking out? I am a huge browser and planner. So often what I do is I have one book and I'm like, I'm going to go and get this book, I'm going to go and find it, but then while I do that I look at all the other shelves and I see all these other books that I really want to try, and I end up getting two, one that I plan to borrow and one that I've browsed and just decided to pick up. Name a book you took a chance on from the library. So a book I took a chance on from the library is Umbrella Academy Volume 1. I decided I wasn't going to watch the TV series even though people really hyped it up just because it sounded so weird from the premise. But then I was just browsing the shelves in the library, and this caught my eye and I thought, what if I just try the graphic novel first and see if I'm going to like it? I haven't read it yet, but I'll let you guys know. What is the best book that you read from the library? I think I'm going to say These Wild Houses by Omar Sakar. This is a poetry collection that was written by a bisexual, Muslim, Arab, Australian poet, and I actually went there with a list of poetry collections to get, and I couldn't find them, which was on me. And then I decided to just take some randomly out of the library, so I just browsed and I saw that this title was interesting, and I read the synopsis where he talks about his history and why he wrote these poems, and it intrigued me so much that I got the collection. It was a 5-star read because his poems are absolutely phenomenal, and I'm very happy I took a chance on that poetry collection. Have you ever taken the same book out multiple times? No, not yet, because I can just renew, and that's what I've been doing. Is that taking it out multiple times? Maybe. Have you read a good book set in a library? And actually not. Like, I've got a couple of books on my shelves at home that are unread that are set in a library, but I haven't read one off the top of my head that's a good one. But I am gonna say Inkheart by Cornelia Funke, and I read this one a long time ago, so I can't actually tell you the plot anymore, but I know it's about this teenage girl who has this power that when she reads books, things come out of the book. So if she reads out loud, and she's reading about fairies will appear in the room. And in that first book there's this woman that we meet called Eleanor, and she has this huge extensive personal library, and I remember what happens with that library and in that library, and yeah, that's one book with a library in it that I really enjoyed. That's good and I recommend. Have you used your library's ebook or audiobook options? I have not used their audiobook options yet, but I definitely want to. And their ebook options, I use them all the time, especially as all of my texts for university, I can't like buy them because I'm here on a year abroad, so I just read them from the library. But if it's a set text for that week, a lot of people are loaning out the physical copy and the holds are ages long, so I just borrow the ebook copy and I read those instead on my laptop. Which is the best library you've been to? So I'm going to exclude my library that was part of my primary and secondary school because I had such a personal connection to the library there that I'm biased, and I would definitely say that's the best library I've been to. But I feel like a library that I've been to that's the best one is this one. Like, I really like it. I like that it's a noisy library. I love that you can go there and talk with your friends. You don't have to sit in silence. They have other libraries on campus, so if you do want to work in silence, those are the libraries you go to. But I'm not someone who works well in silence. That's what's usually put me off libraries, so it's nice that this one is a noisy library. You can just browse the bookshelves and talk to your friend about the books you're recommending them. And there's a section with like a TV where you can play video games. There's a section where they've got records and you can get those played. Like, there's so many things to like about this library. It's not that huge, even though I'm talking about all these things you can do there, but it's very, very cozy and I love it. So this is probably the best one. What would make you use your local library more? Like, honestly, nothing. I feel like this library is perfect for me, and that's why I love it so much. It's honestly one of my favorite places. And that's it. That's the library loves tag. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Do you use your library, and what do you like the most about the library? Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Be updated every time I have a new video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.